is Jamie Ko, and I'm a dentist from Canada. I've been practicing for 5 years, and I found my passion for cosmetic dentistry less than a year ago, and I've been following Dr. Marshall Hanson's Instagram page for years, and it's been a dream for me to learn from him. And when I found out about this residency, 4-week residency, I just knew like this is it. I have to jump in and learn from him, and this is the best way to learn his method. Having gone through the 4 weeks, I feel like I don't know how other people will learn this within just 2 days. But yeah, I've done so many practice hands-on with hyperdonts, and I learn best by observing first and doing things on models. He's been such a great teacher. He would just spend all the time with you to teach you and make sure you understand the concepts and the method. And I can't say enough how much I've learned throughout the 4 weeks. So I decided to take this residency because I just love Dr. Marshall Hanson's work. I think it's absolutely gorgeous and perfection. Everybody who follows him knows that, and I think that's what prompted me to really dive deep. And this residency is not just about the technique. It really teaches from the beginning till the end, and I got to see him interact with his live patients, multiple cases of them, and how he communicates with them and how he manages patient psychology, and also the smile design process, managing the gums and the length and width and proportions and all of that. And also, not only that, you learn about managing the bite and the factors that affect the longevity of the veneers, and it's just an eye-opening experience. And I think it will be a very, very pivotal moment for me in my career, having experienced this, and I cannot thank enough that I got to be part of this. I feel very privileged and honored. Whoever decides to take this residency, do it, because this will be a complete game changer.
So Jamie, it has been so fun having you these last 4 weeks. I know you did 2 weeks, took a break, and came back for another 2 weeks. But you had like an interesting and unique experience to where not only did you learn the method and then take the test, the practical exam, and pass that, but then you also had the experience of having it done on you and had your teeth done.
That idea of putting myself in that patient's chair, on the other side of that chair experience, was very appealing to me, and I thought it would kind of give me a different type of learning. I think one of the reasons that I was hesitant about like implementing this method was the duration of the treatment and how well it will be received by patients. Because in general practice, you know, we never want to go too long with our appointments, and I'm always feeling rushed to finish. Whereas like with your work, it's like you take your time to perfect things and deliver and make it predictable. So I think I remember like telling you after the framework day, it didn't feel like as exhausting as I thought it would be. I feel like I can totally recommend this to patients and say like, look, like I've gone through it. And the best thing is I can show them like this is how it can look. I think it's a good example of like showing people like I've done it myself because I believe in it.
Tell us about how your exam went, because you did your practical exam, which is done on the last week to basically pass.
Oh my goodness, I'm not gonna lie, I was so stressed. And I think it was that factor of like you're under the time limit, because up until then I could take my time to perfect things. You know, I started to notice more details, and so you know I even came in on the weekend to practice more. And you know, coming into the exam day, I was like, you know what, like I think I can do this. I get anxious, you know, I get really, really stressed, but then I just came in, I'm like, I'm gonna start right on time. I'm not going to lose a minute. And then I just try to walk through my memory lane of like, okay, what's the first step? What's the next step? Because that was the whole method. Like you developed it in a way that you just follow these steps and it's predictable and you get the results. And so my goal was just trying to learn that method as best as I can. And from like the way you hold this burr at this speed to this angle, right? And I think I just try to remember that and follow that. And I was very proud of myself for finishing everything on time.
The two main things that I think you and I hope everyone gets that comes through is you work out all the big mistakes on the models. From that very first one, you make the big mistakes, and then the next one, you make fewer big mistakes, and then you start doing more cases, and by the fourth, fifth model, you're only making the small mistakes. And even that exam was a good example of, okay, making the mistakes here, so when you go home and you do this on your own patients, you've already solved that. That's never going to happen again.
I do see all these things that I can improve on, and I think instead of just like feeling like I can't deliver perfection, it's the process that you can make it more fun. It kind of keep that track and like, next time, what can I do better?
That progress keeps it exciting. When you stop progressing, you burn out.
Second week, I think I like pushed myself to the limit, and it was kind of discouraging, you know. I was like, oh, I was here for a week, but I felt like I'm not getting anywhere. And so that was a little bit discouraging, but then you were like, don't be afraid to make mistakes, focus on your progress. And then by the end of the second week, I looked at my 2 models, right? And then I saw the first week how I did the tints. Terrible. And then the second week, I'm like, this looks pretty nice. And so when I put them side by side, I was like super proud of myself. I legitimately had moments where I felt like I'm here, but I don't know if I can really go back and practice this method. And I think every time that thought came up, I was just like, focus on the next step. I really wanted to prove it to myself and to other people that if you learn this method the way he does it, and put all the time and effort into it as best as you can get the results. It was a very meaningful time for me to recognize that passion inside of me, because there are days where I'm like, even during the second day of the practical exam, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can really do it on a live patient, because even on a typodon, this is challenging. It's at those moments when I remember like, but I was able to really dial into this practice and learning this method and how it made me feel alive and wanting to like just keep going at it. And I think that's one of the really meaningful experience that I will never forget, and I think it will really keep me going in my career too. But I think one common theme throughout the 4 weeks was just like the sense of gratitude for this experience. Up until like this moment, it's just like, I'm just so grateful that I get to learn from you. And I think I really saw your heart wanting to spread this awareness to our field and to dentists and to the public about this method for the greater good, right? For people to know that there is a method where you don't have to shave down teeth. I think there is just so much more that I can learn, and it's not even just the techniques of it, it's like the way you treat patients. You know, I love that about week 1, when I got to just shadow you day 1, 2, 3 with the patient. It was really, really meaningful for me to see how you manage the patient psychology and the communication aspects of it. And your just presence is very calming, so I think it really helps people. Like, I'm 100% serious. I'm like forever, ever grateful for this. And I think it's one of those experiences where you just know like it's gonna be a very key moment in my career.
I really appreciate that you sharing that, because I think sometimes if it is a really long day, like you mentioned, sometimes I wonder like, should I be doing this? Like, should I be putting all this time in? If I have like family or other things that I should be doing. And to hear how meaningful it is for you and for other doctors, and how influential it can be in your life and in your profession, then it just re-emphasizes for me like how worth it is. I think the message is that if we have passions and we follow those, like really good things happen. And we'll do good things, and we'll be inspiring, and we can lift everyone as we go forward. So, but yeah, thank you for sharing that, and I really enjoyed our time.